I've literally just done 5 minutes without pressing record, so congratulate me on that.
You live in illusion and the appearance of things. There is a reality, but you do not know this. When you understand this, you will see that you are nothing. And being nothing, you are everything.
So welcome to the year summary. You have to ignore this noisy chair. It's, as you can tell, it's Christmas. And I thought it would be a good time to do the summary of my year and to go over what's happened in 2024. It's been a odd year for me. It's not gone as expected, but that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. There's lots of things have gone on that have been brilliant. So it started basically, lots of winter training. Oh, I've got a big list here because I cannot remember a damn thing. It started 2024 with lots of training, indoor and outdoor, mainly indoor, and it started with me goal of a sub-7 Fred Whitten attempt. With that, I was like training properly, hard, tough, pushing watts, especially on the group rides on Zwift with the 3R stuff that I do still, and that would put me to my highest ever FTP. At the time, I think it was 324 watts. I'd done a 46.09 up the Alp, which in retrospect was probably a lie because I think the Tactlux S that I had at the time was being extremely generous with with this wattage output. I'm certain it wasn't that. The output, it was correct, I think, because I can still put out that amount of power-ish for the amount of time. But having the watt bike now, it's much more accurate. I'm still way under an hour, which is good. I'm pushing to get faster and faster again. But I was pushing for that sub-7 and it was all going well until I tore my meniscus in the most innocuous way. I was at Lancaster Wall, washing my hands at the sink after a good bouldering session, and I turned to walk and tore my meniscus, folded it in half and took out a bit of cartilage. And that really did knock me for six mentally. It really, really hit me because sort of outside of family life, cycling is the big drive for me to keep fit and mentally strong. I love the effort of cycling. I love the outdoors. I love the nature of being with people when you're not riding on Zwift. I mean, I see even when I'm on Zwift, I'm riding with people. And obviously, as you'll have seen, I subsequently went to Lithuania to get operated on there. Again, I would highly recommend doing the same thing, getting to Lithuania or somewhere like that to get operated on. Surgeons are surgeons, it doesn't matter where they're from, does it? They know what they're doing, and it was incredibly fast, incredibly cheap for what it was. And to be back on my feet within a few weeks and back on the bike within a couple of weeks was incredible, and it gave me a good motivation to push on as early as possible. But doing so, tearing that, actually changed the direction of my film that I made. If you've not seen the film, I made one about the Fred Whitten this year. It utterly changed the direction of the way I was going to make that film because it made it not about me. And I really enjoyed that process about making it about the Fred. It was always going to be about Fred Whitten and the story behind it, but some of it was going to be about my effort to get sub-7. But I think that's probably just better suited to the channel as it is, really. It really did make me focus on everything else around it, and hopefully it came out as intended. It's been a brilliant thing for me as the film. I don't know if you know, I started filming that in January. My first interview was with Simon Warren in January, and I was filming for months, doing bits here and there, and editing took a long time. It really did, and tweaking here and there, and I actually finished it in August, about 2 weeks before the original premiere for the presentation day. So it was a nerve-wracking process, but not something that's put me off doing something similar. So watch this space, I might do something similar. I literally loved every second of doing that. Occasional little frustrations, but I'm used to those. Through making the film, it's introduced me to a lot of people personally, become friends with various people from the industry. Just having the contacts there to ask questions. People like Ollie Bridgewood, you know, he's invited me out for a ride. We've chatted here and there about things. Simon Warren, lovely guy. Katie, as you know, she's on the film. Toby from Cold Dark North, see him loads. I mean, he lives just down the road from here, so I love going out on his stuff. But most of all, Russ. He's probably going to have a laugh and choke up at this, but the film's introduced me to Russ, and actually Katie passed me his details, even though we'd already chatted. She said, oh, you might want to get in touch with this guy, he's doing it for the first time. Russ, mate, you're a legend. It's been an honour to meet you this year, and I think together we can do a load of good stuff, and we're trying to push on. You're a really nice guy to know. So, yeah, in a roundabout fashion, the film has introduced me to you, and it's been a brilliant thing in my life. So, yeah, thank you for that. You're a good guy, and you've introduced me to others as well. Additionally, this year I've had an increased friendship and working with Alex at Paddock Cycles, Alex Richardson. He supplies me with stuff all the time. I get things from him instead of buying them online, because I know I'm getting genuine parts. We've got some more stuff to do in the future, but he took me, he introduced me to the Dragon Ride, and I sigh, but what a day that was. I felt really sorry because not far in I sort of lost him and disappeared off with another group. But it was a magnificent day, and we've had a really good friendship. Alex has got a busy year coming up next year, and I'm going to be filming with him, I think, as early as I can do. We've got something coming up. So again, cycling, it brings people together, and I think as an industry it would be lovely if everyone helped everyone and bring the whole game up. After the Dragon Ride, hell, what did I do then? Oh, the Nürburgring. I went out to Radum Ring, which, well, if you've not seen that, it was a bit of an epic. I wanted to get out and do 20 laps, which turns out was a big deal. There's only 36 people out of the 7,500 people that were a part of that event that got to that, but heat exhaustion, utter tiredness led me to not be able to do that. It's a box I need to tick. I might not be able to go back next year, but I'm definitely going back. It's a wonderful place, and I would implore you to get enrolled and get entered, because what a place. It's magnificent. I suppose I should talk about now, really. I mean, now my training is fully back in the swing of things. I've started losing a tiny bit of weight, but it's a week before Christmas, so I'm going to find all that this week with gluttony, because, you know, why not? I'm doing 100-mile rides every weekend. I say I've done all of the 5-6 longest routes on Zwift now. Training's becoming, yeah, it's increasing in intensity and length of time, but that's fine. I enjoy that process. Hopefully my knees will cope. Now, as far as the channel's concerned, it's been great for me. The film's made a big difference, and I've seen many more subscribers come aboard, so thank you all for joining. I think I've almost doubled my subscriber count in a year, and if we could keep pushing it like that and keep increasing like that, it would make the world a difference, because every view that this channel gets adds to the algorithm, which helps pay for the challenge next year, because literally I make nothing out of this. I spend money on this channel every year, so everything that's being paid through YouTube revenue is going directly into the logistics for 2025's challenge. I'm going to talk about that more next year. On that note, don't forget the merch. I'm still not placing an order, so if anyone wants caps, t-shirts, buff, get in touch. Email is in the description. I'll leave that in every video, so if you want to go back and find stuff, it's there. Yeah, I've had a good year as far as other companies have been concerned. Now, I'm quite unapologetic in the way I approach companies. Just basically, I help. I'm doing a thing. Can you help? And lots of companies have. First and foremost, it was Romney's Candle Mint Cake. have been supplying me with their delicious carbs for years. For, well, 2 years now. There's no quibble. It's, I mean, I will advertise them because they give me free stuff, but it's only because I use it. I use it all the time because it's great. So a huge thank you to Romney's again. Greg and the team there, and John, they're a great bunch. Small family business, which, you know, a very historic thing, and I love what they make. Can't ask for much more. On top of that, Shut Velo Repeat, especially Colin, supplied me with bibs and a jersey, and again worked with me for the merch that I've just mentioned. If you want to buy any of that, I met Fiona and then been in touch with Jenny at Salici and Manby. They provided me with helmet and glasses. Again, I cannot talk about them enough. Huge thanks to them. Use the products all the time. It's good stuff. I know, I realise this is starting to sound like a bit of an advert process, but without these things, it would be more difficult for me to do what I do. Lake Cycling, and in particular Graham Vivas, who is one of the fitters for them, they've helped me out with shoes, and as you know, as a cyclist, your contact point with your bike is important, and being able to push through the pedals in a comfortable manner for a lot of hours, and I've got a lot of hours to do, is imperative that it's comfortable. And them, along with the Sidas custom insoles that I have still from last year that were supplied by Sidas, just comfort levels through the roof. And then Ryan and Claire at FTP Bike Fit, as you saw before I went to the Nürburgring, I got a bike fit, literally the last thing I did. Stupid idea, worked out brilliant. I've not had to change a single thing on my bike. Granted, I've got a tweak to come soon, but I'm going to get them involved in that. You guys are so important. So a huge, honest and heartfelt thank you to every single one of you for your continued support in this tiny little channel. I'm just trying to bring you the Lake District, the Dales, the local area, cycling from a normal human perspective. I'm a long way from good. I try and make it relatable into a way that someone's thinking about getting into cycling, which I was doing not that long ago. You can go on and do silly things. Yes, I do silly things, which a lot of people don't think they're capable of. But if I can do it, you can do it. That's how I would like to portray myself. And then go on and do these silly challenges, and your continued sponsorship and support it really is welcome. So a huge thank you. Lastly, next year is going to start with a bit of a bang. I've got some really exciting news. I know I keep alluding to this at the moment, but there are things in the pipeline which I am incredibly excited about, and I cannot wait to bring them to you and show you what it's all about. So for now, again, I wish you a very happy new year. Don't do anything that you shouldn't do. Do things that you love, and be nice to each other, because that's what we should be. I will see you next year. Much love, and thank you very much. I will see you soon.